In order to make it as a member of the Springfield Ballet Company or in the training program, you have to have discipline, dedication, grace, and poise.
In a ballet dancer, they're looking for good technique, meaning like pointed feet, straightened legs, and hip placement.
If I were to describe ballet, hard.
Ballet was started by King Louis XIV in order to show off to other countries about how organized his court was. So ballet has, every time you come to class, there's a certain way you behave, there's a certain way you stand at the bar, there's a certain way you address your teacher. You have to say thank you and bow at the end. It's very disciplined.
There's no new ballet steps. There's different combinations you can put together. You can change the angles at which you're dancing, but all the body positions and all the steps are already there. It's kind of like being a writer, an author, where you are given these words which you can create the story.
And a lot of them are about like fairy tale kind of thing, like it's not realistic, you know, it's something beyond us. Last year was my first year auditioning here in Springfield, and that was a big change because it's a lot harder here, a lot more competition, but last year was a great experience and I came out to audition again and get more technique.
A lot of them look up to the older dancers in the company, and if they take that opportunity in class, they can really learn a lot.
Well, if they make it as a member of the Springfield Ballet Company, they have a huge commitment, probably about 20 hours a week, all year long.
So it's really the best dancers the community has to offer as far as classical technique.
Ballet is definitely not for everyone. It takes a very specific type of personality, one that wants to work hard and be perfect and do everything right.
You have to be able to compete because ballet is the biggest competition in dance.
You can go to a ballet class and maybe just not put all forth your effort or something, and that's totally different from like trying to get your leg higher and higher and higher.
Lots of determination and hard work, because if you don't come to class and stuff, it's really hard to progress.
Like for example, like whenever you do a combination, they expect you to catch on fast, you know, maybe ask a couple questions and make sure that you know what you're doing, and you have to be very focused.
Not only do you have to be like an athlete, it takes like artistry also.
Very rule-based kind of kids gravitate to ballet. They also have to have the right body type.
It's unlike any other style of dance, but it's still in everything that you do. So if someone's like, oh yeah, I'm a great hip-hop dancer, it's like, well, let's see you come to ballet class.
If you're a ballet dancer in the United States, you could go to any foreign country and take class, because all of the terminology in ballet is in French, and all of the ballet classes progress the same way.
At the bar, the first things we do is pliés, which is like bending your knees, and then we always do like tendus, which warm up your ankles and your toes.
And then you come to the center and you do an adagio and a pirouette and a petit allegro and a grande allegro.
The first one we did was like really slow. Is that called adagio? The really slow ones, we were like showing our strength in our lines and our technique, because going like this, you know, it's not what the audience wants to see.
Regardless of whether or not you slept wrong, or you had to, you know, run in gym class, or you didn't get enough rest, or things like that, you're still expected to perform at an optimal level in every technique class and every rehearsal.
You have to do it every single day. Most of our dancers in the company dance 6 days a week.
I actually have a separate room in my house to like practice my dances and make sure I know my routines, and I definitely make it a part of my life.
I have been dancing since I was about 2 years old. My mom owns a dance studio, so I'm basically spend my life there, so I've been dancing for a very long time.
It takes 10 years to make a dancer. So most kids start when they're 4 or 5 years old, and they don't really have a grasp of all of the steps and things involved until they're in their teens. And that's just the foundation, and then after that it's perfecting everything.
There's no stopping, you're always just getting better and just cooling your nerves before you go out there and try to give it your best in your auditions.
I have very specific things I'm looking for. I'm looking for turnout, I'm looking for flexibility, I'm looking for correct positions, and I'm looking for that discipline we talked about, that they know how to come in, how to stand at the bar, how to turn around.
we're supposed to act, like for example in this audition, there's no talking, you know, you have to be very respectful and you just kind of have to make sure you know what you're doing.
I have a difficult time because I know a lot of the dancers personally. I teach a lot of the kids at a local studio in town, so I try to stay not out of the process, but just kind of guide them through the process, and then the decision making really lies in Julie's discretion.
Just feel terrible when kids don't get make all their dreams come true, but I try my best, and we try to give as many kids as possible lots of opportunities to dance here in the community.
It's just been a really great experience. They've trained me a lot. Like, I've just been here 1 year and I've grown so much, so I appreciate that because I'd love to do dance for a living.
Ballet can take you many different places. There are very prestigious schools all around the U.S. There you can major dance in college, you can teach. There's so many different things you can do.
I think it's wonderful that a community like Springfield has a civic ballet company as part of its foundation. I think the arts are really important.
We're all really there for each other. Like, I don't know how many ballet companies would be like this, but we are really close.
I continue to do it just because I love it, and it just makes me feel so graceful and free and everything.